So let's take a look at how we can use the Web Components Drupal module to easily use Web Components inside Drupal today. Pretty seamless here. The first thing we're going to do is pop over to this Drupal website. As you can see, it's a pretty vanilla Drupal website. Just have these two articles here. And what I want to do is I want to render these articles through our ElmsLN Hero component that I made. And as you can see, it's beautiful. It's actually just this line of code, this custom tag here. So if I tried to put that into my Drupal site right now, it wouldn't have any idea how to turn this into that. So to make it understand, we need to tell it how to use Polymer and how to bring those custom elements into Drupal to render those appropriately. So the Web Components module really makes this easy. What I'm going to do is go to Modules, scroll all the way down, and here are our Web Components. There's this core Web Components module, and then there's some sub-modules here. And we're going to turn on the Polymer support. Since our web component is made with Polymer, we're going to turn that on. And we're going to turn on Display Suite, and we're going to turn on Display Modes. And we're going to save that. All right, and now that we have enabled this, it's going to complain that we don't have a directory for our Polymer components. So let's set that up now. So I'm going to go into my Drupal theme here. This is just a vanilla sub-theme called HeyMP_theme, and it uses the Aurora theme as its base theme. So the only thing I have in here right now is just this .info file. And I can show you what that looks like. So pretty standard, just regions. So what we want to do first is we want to make a Polymer directory. So this is the directory that, since we enabled that Web Components Polymer submodule, it's going to take a look inside this directory to start trying to find web components to import. So there's nothing in here yet, and we want to import this ElmsLN Hero. Now this ElmsLN Hero is its own Git repo. So if we go over here, ElmsLN Hero, here's where our web component resides. And I have it tagged and I have it registered through Bower. So we can actually use Bower to pull these in, which is the super convenient way of doing things. So inside Polymer, we're going to say Bower init. I say just yes to all these. You can fill them out, but just going to say yes. Looks good, yes. And what that did is it generated a bower.json. So this is just a way for Bower to know what dependencies you want to install. So the only dependency that we want is the ElmsLN Hero. So it's going to go out to Bower, grab the ElmsLN Hero, and pull it in. So what that did was it added our ElmsLN Hero component to the list of dependencies, and it went and grabbed the ElmsLN Hero along with the two dependencies we need to make the ElmsLN Hero work. So perfect. Now, since everything's installed properly, let's go ahead and flush cache. Oh, and there's still one more thing that I need to do for right now. Inside of this Polymer directory, the Web Components module is expecting a .index file to be in here. and nothing really has to be in it. So I'm just going to create a fake index.html file here. In the future versions of the Web Components module, this probably won't be necessary, but if it doesn't work for you, just put that index.html file there. Clear cache. Now let's go into our article content types, and we'll go to manage display. All right. Now, as you can see, we have this Elms-LN Hero view mode. Now, I didn't create the view mode myself. The Web Components module recognized that we have an Elms-LN Hero web component available to us. So it automatically created a view mode for us, which is really helpful. So if we go in here, we don't really see anything special yet. It's not until we go to select layout and we have this Elms-LN Hero layout. This is brought to you by the Display Suite module. So if you have that Display Suite submodule turned on, then you'll be able to access this. So go ahead and click that. Hit save. Now, as soon as we do that, look what happens. The Web Components module recognized the properties that are available to us through the Elms-LN Hero web component, and it created those as fields in Display Suite, which is super cool. So what we can do is just use Display Suite to populate those properties. So for, let's see, for title, that one's easy. Title, and it doesn't need a wrapper. And for posted, we'll go ahead and do short. And for URL, let's go ahead and use, well, for image, let's go ahead and put image there. And we're going to have to do something a little special for image, because if we look at our web component, image just takes a string, just a path to the file, whereas this image field is going to try to output an actual image tag. So we need to convert this image into a different format. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. I'm going to cheat and use the what is it? Drupal image URL formatter. Yep, this one's really easy. Let's enable that. And go back over here. Go back to our manage display. Now we should have this image URL. Perfect. That works great. Give it the full URL. You can select the image style, that to be large, and update. Now the URL. We don't really have an actual URL. This read more is going to output text that's wrapped in an anchor tag, which is not what we want. So we can actually utilize Display Suite's custom fields here and do add a code field. We're going to give it a label of Elms-LN Hero URL. Say it's for nodes. And we're going to select a token. So you're going to have to turn on the token module. Put that as full HTML. and we're going to browse available tokens. So this is a pretty powerful little tool here. We can go into all these tokens and find out the exact token that we want. So we have access to an edit URL and a bunch of stuff. Let's just use the node URL. So we're going to copy that token. We're going to paste it right in there. Hit save. Now we have this nice custom URL field there. Very handy. So all those are off. Hit save. So there you have it. We just wired up our article content type to our web component. So now let's actually use that new display mode. Let's go into views, and here's our list of articles. We'll edit the article. And this is just outputting a list of rendered entities. So let's just change what view mode it's being rendered. Let's go, instead of teaser, let's select ElmsLN Hero. And there you go. These are now being rendered through our custom component. So if we hit save, go to view page, look at that. Those articles are now completely wired up to our ElmsLN Hero element. Super, super powerful. So anytime I change this ElmsLN Hero element and update it in my Polymer directory, it's going to propagate throughout my entire Drupal site. Very, very powerful. Now, you can also just use the custom elements here. So if we would grab this, and let's create a landing page. This is something that's always a pain in the butt for Drupal sites for whatever reason. Usually everybody has to resort to a bunch of different tools to create just a simple landing page. What if it were this easy? I can just paste this in here. And let's say that I wanted to, let's use Unsplash it. Unsplash.it, and we'll pull in an image that's 600 by 400. We'll link it to elmsln.org, and we'll give it a fake post date. Hit save. And look at that. Your website now understands how to take that one line of HTML and transform it into this. So now anytime throughout our site, if I update this component, if I change the color, change the sizing, switch fields around, it will propagate through my entire site. It will update this, and it'll also update this and this.